If you've been struggling to get results with your Shopify dropshipping business, this video is going to be super valuable for you because I'm going to be breaking down the 5 most common reasons that beginners are not able to see results with this business model. Honestly speaking, this business is pretty simple and straightforward, but I think that's what makes it so complicated for beginners because you really need to focus on the most simple aspects of this business to get results. So here are the mistakes that I usually see. Number 1, choosing the wrong product or niche. This alone is going to make or break your success when dropshipping. If you pick the wrong niche or the wrong product, then it's going to make your dropshipping journey an uphill battle, which means that you're going to be running and running, but you're not going to be able to see success. All of the dropshipping products that I sold that sold really well were pretty easy to sell. It didn't take tons of effort to get off the ground because once you're able to validate that that product sells without a ton of effort, then that means when you add more components and complexity to this product, then it's going to do even better. So these are the products we're looking for. Something that's a grand slam that you're going to hit out of the park and it's going to be able to sell very rapidly. Now, some of the most common mistakes that I see beginners make when choosing products: choosing a saturated market where tons of other people are selling the exact same product and you have absolutely no originality, or choosing a product that has low demand and a product that you cannot position correctly to create that demand. Now, here's some tips to make sure that you avoid those mistakes. Number 1, make sure you're conducting thorough market research to make sure you're coming in and selling a product based off data. Now, there's so many ways to conduct market research, but my favorite way is to go on social media and make sure that the product you're selling is either not oversaturated or new to the market. Now, the thing is, if you are selling an oversaturated product, that's not the end of the world. This is your opportunity to switch the positioning around, try to find an upgraded product to sell, and this will make your life easier if you do want to sell one of those saturated products. Also, another huge tip is to continually monitor trends that are going on in the social media space. Let's take, for example, fidget spinner. If you're one of the first few hundred people that sold those fidget spinners, then you're able to make money super simply. So for any dropshippers who are struggling right now, make sure to focus on these trends because even if your marketing is really terrible, a trending product will sell super easily. By the way, guys, Shopify is still offering an insane deal where you can get 90 days of Shopify for only $1. I've been dropshipping for 6 years. This is the best deal that I've ever seen. So I urge you to take action right now, and I'm even gonna sweeten the pot a little bit. For the first 200 people that go under and sign under my link within the first 48 hours, you'll get access to my course completely free. Just send me a message at Tan Chowdhury on Instagram and you'll get access. Thanks for supporting the channel. The link will be down there below. Now, mistake number 2 is neglecting branding and your store design. Creating a strong brand and a well-designed website, in my opinion, is essential for having long-term success with dropshipping. For some reason, a lot of beginners hate the idea of originality and they're always trying to copy what other people are doing and they're not trying to make themselves unique. Now, here's the hard truth. You need to make yourself unique in order to stand out in this saturated market space. And there's many ways to do this, but it's very simple to do this using your brand design, your website name, and your logo that you're using. Now, the most common design mistakes that I see beginners making are using really poor visuals that weren't thought out, or number 2, they're using unprofessional logos, and the truth is that this is gonna hurt your brand image and it's gonna stop people from buying on your website. And another design mistake is having difficult store navigation. Believe it or not, but the easier that you make your customer's journey, the more sales you're gonna be able to get on your website. At the end of the day, if visitors are not finding what they want, then they're gonna be clicking off your website almost immediately, which is definitely gonna lead to lost sales. Now, one way that you can figure out if your store navigation is easy is implementing some tool like Lucky Orange onto your website. What this tool is gonna do, it's not only gonna create hot maps of your website, but it's also gonna record each customer session on your website. So what I recommend you do is to watch some of these sessions and you're gonna easily be able to see where the bottlenecks are. Now here's a few tips to upgrade your branding and store design. Number one, maintain consistency in all of the elements on your brand, including fonts and color scheme. I can't tell you how many websites I review that not only have 5 different fonts going, but 5 different websites. And guys, we're not trying to create the rainbow here. We're trying to have a clear, consistent color scheme that portrays the emotions that we're trying to have the customer feel. So take, for example, e-commerce giants like Petco. They use a light blue color because light blue is synonymous with trust. And another tip is to keep your store design simple and mobile optimized. I can't say this enough, but most of your traffic will be coming from mobile. So if you aren't focusing on designing your entire website for that mobile viewer, then chances are you're losing customers. Honestly, from my perspective, I don't really care how my desktop page looks, as long as my mobile page is looking dope, and not just because most of our sales will be coming through mobile. Now, mistake number 3 is inadequate product descriptions and images. The thing is that compelling product descriptions and product images are, in my opinion, the 2 most valuable assets that you can have on your product page. If you knock these out of the park, then I guarantee you're gonna have hordes of customers that are ready to buy your product. Your images and your descriptions are your most valuable marketing lever, so we're gonna wanna make sure we do this properly. Now, some of the most common mistakes that I see are using generic descriptions or low quality images, which are going to turn your potential customers away. So make sure you're not just ripping off the same product images that you're seeing on AliExpress. Make sure you're sourcing the best images that you can. And if you even want to take it to the next level, then order the product, get it to your house, and take some unique custom photos so you're able to stand out. And as far as descriptions, please spend ample time working on this. Make sure you're properly highlighting the unique selling proposition behind your product. If you're just throwing up a product page, going over the features of the product, then there's no reason why people would truly buy. So here are some tips to make sure you avoid that. Number 1, create engaging and informative product descriptions that educate your customer on the benefits and what life is like with your product and what's life like without your product. At the end of the day, we really want to portray the true reason why someone would buy this product. And if we're not able to establish that message clearly, then there's no reason any customer is going to buy from you. And the next tip is to source high quality images. Either you can message your supplier on AliExpress or go on Alibaba. They usually have a much wider selection of photos that you're able to use and implement into your store. And let's be honest, guys, even if you wanted to get some professional photos done, there's websites online where you can send your product in and get product photos for less than $100. So there should be no excuses why anyone online isn't spending ample time on this. Now, mistake number 4 is poor supplier selection. This right here will pretty much make or break your success during dropshipping. Now, there's a few reasons why, but essentially, your supplier is the backbone of your dropshipping business. So choosing the right one is essential. Now, here's some common mistakes that I see beginners make with suppliers. Number 1, they're not properly vetting suppliers, which ends up leading to issues with not only product quality, but shipping times as well. So how you can get around this is, number 1, making sure any suppliers that you ever work with, that you're getting sample orders and you're actually testing the product quality out. Because a lot of times you'll see products online on AliExpress and you'll think you're getting the exact same model, but what some suppliers will do will cut corners and end up sending you a cheaper material. Now, another tip is to always ask for references for the suppliers who've worked with and make sure that they're an established company that's not just gonna leave you hanging. Alright guys, so the last mistake is mistake number 5, which in my opinion is the most common reason why beginners are not successful, and that's due to insufficient marketing and advertising efforts. Marketing is crucial to generate traffic for your dropshipping business, and without getting traffic, you're not going to be able to receive sales. Think about it. If you had a shop in the middle of Times Square where millions of people are passing by you every single day, don't you think you'd be getting more traffic, more people into your shop than a little store on a rural road in Louisiana? Now, that's exactly what we want to do to our store. We want to turn it into the Times Square. So I'm going to be explaining a few mistakes and some tips that you can make sure that you're bringing enough traffic to your store to crush it. But first off, the most common mistakes that I see are number one, not allocating a marketing budget and beginners just thinking that sales are gonna come or they can send it to their friends or the marketing side of things is gonna be rather easy. That's wrong, guys. The marketing is the hardest part of this entire business. And if you can learn how to buy ads properly, then you have literally unlocked the skill of making money with dropshipping and pretty much any digital marketing business. So do not rely solely on organic traffic. Yes, organic traffic can be a great way to add sales to your business, but in my opinion, the best marketing strategy is using organic along with your paid efforts, and that's gonna help everything come into synchronicity and be able to grow together. So my tips for you is to invest in a paid advertising platform like Facebook, TikTok ads, or Google ads. Do your research, figure out what platform is gonna be best for your product based off the demographic that you're advertising to. Now, once you pick an advertising platform, make sure you're spending ample time getting the creative right. Because if you don't get the creative right, then I don't care how good your targeting is on any of these platforms, you're just not gonna get sales. Creative is king. And if you knock this part out, then it's gonna make your paid marketing efforts easy. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I really hope going in on these mistakes and giving you some tips to avoid them will help you be successful in your dropshipping business. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.